Hello, everyone, and welcome to our English learning podcast on the Learn English at Home 79 channel. Today, we have a fascinating episode planned. We're going to dive into the world of memoirs, a special type of writing, and along the way, we'll learn some useful vocabulary. Have you ever read a book about someone's real-life experiences? Let us know in the comments.
Hi there. I'm excited to be here. Memoirs can teach us so much about different lives and cultures. Plus, we'll pause during our conversation to explain important words. So, get ready to boost your English and discover why memoirs are so popular.
Let's start at the beginning. A memoir is a type of autobiographical writing. The word memoir comes from French and means memory. In a memoir, the author recalls meaningful experiences from their life. But before we go further, let's explain the word genre.
Good idea. Genre means a type or category of literature or art. For example, mystery, romance, and science fiction are all genres. In this case, memoirs are a genre, or a type, of non-fiction writing. So, memoirs are a genre that focuses on personal memories.
That's right. Understanding genre helps us know what to expect from a book. Now, let's see how memoirs are different from autobiographies.
While memoirs and autobiographies are similar, there are key differences. An autobiography is a comprehensive, chronological account of a person's entire life. Let's pause to explain comprehensive.
Sure. Comprehensive means complete. It covers everything. So, an autobiography gives all the details of a person's life. Now, chronological is another important word. Do you know what that means?
Chronological means arranged in the order in which things happened. So, autobiographies tell life stories from beginning to end, year by year. A memoir, on the other hand, usually focuses on just a few important events.
Exactly! This difference makes memoirs feel more personal and focused.
Memoirs often focus on pivotal, life-changing events. They're usually more emotional than autobiographies. The stories can be very compelling. Now, let's explain compelling.
Compelling means able to capture and hold your attention. It's very interesting. For example, a compelling story makes you want to keep reading. Memoirs are often compelling because they share deep feelings and real struggles.
That emotional honesty is what makes many memoirs read almost like novels, even though they're based on true experiences.
Let's look at some real-world examples. One famous memoir is Confessions of an Opium Eater, published in 1821 by Thomas de Quincey. He wrote in detail about his addiction to opium and alcohol, which was groundbreaking at the time.
A more modern example is Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt. He recounts his childhood in Ireland and New York. His mother, Angela, raised him and his siblings despite facing tremendous obstacles. These true stories help readers connect with people from different backgrounds.
That's a great point. Memoirs can make history feel personal and real.
So, why are memoirs so popular? One reason is that people are inherently curious about others. Let's pause and explain inherently.
Inherently means by nature. If something is inherent, it's a natural part of something. So, people are naturally curious about other people's lives. Memoirs satisfy this curiosity by letting us see the world through someone else's eyes.
That's right. Memoirs give us a view into experiences we might never have ourselves, like surviving an insurmountable problem or going on an incredible adventure.
Speaking of challenges, memoirs often describe insurmountable problems. Let's explain insurmountable.
Insurmountable means impossible to solve or overcome. For instance, someone might face an insurmountable challenge like escaping from danger or dealing with loss. Memoirs show how real people deal with these difficulties.
And that's what makes their stories so inspiring. We can learn from their strength and creativity.
Memoirs can also help readers understand health struggles. For example, Brooke Shields wrote about her debilitating struggle with postpartum depression. Let's explain debilitating.
Debilitating means having a weakening effect. If something is debilitating, it makes you weaker or less able to do things. Shields' depression made her daily life very difficult. Now, postpartum is another important word.
Postpartum means after childbirth. So, postpartum depression is a kind of depression that some women experience after having a baby. Memoirs like this can help people feel less alone in their struggles.
But are memoirs always true? Sometimes, the line between fact and memory can be blurry. Some authors chronicle their experiences. Let's explain what it means to chronicle something.
Chronicle is a verb that means to describe a series of events. So, when an author chronicles their life, they write down what happened to them, often in detail. However, not all memoirs are completely accurate, which can lead to controversy.
That's true. Some memoirs have been found to be partly or even totally untrue, which disappoints readers and raises questions about trust.
Despite some controversies, memoirs remain a compelling genre that touches readers deeply. Publishers now check authors' backgrounds to verify their stories. This helps readers trust what they read, but it also shows the importance of thinking critically about what we believe.
Exactly. Memoirs offer true stories, but we should always think carefully about their accuracy. In our own lives, we can use memoirs to understand others, learn from their experiences, and even reflect on our own memories.
And if you ever want to write your own memoir, remember that sharing your experiences can help others too.
Now, let's quickly review the new vocabulary. Genre is a type or category, like mystery or memoir. Comprehensive means complete, covering everything. Chronological means in the order things happened. Compelling means very interesting. Inherently is by nature. Insurmountable means impossible to overcome. Debilitating is something that makes you weaker. Postpartum is after childbirth. And chronicle means to describe events in order.
Let's hear some example sentences. Mystery is my favorite genre. Her autobiography gives a comprehensive look at her life. He told his story in chronological order. That movie was so compelling. She is inherently kind. Climbing Everest seemed insurmountable. His illness was debilitating. She had postpartum depression. He chronicled his travels in a Selman. Diary.
Now, here's a question for you. If you wrote a memoir, what important memory or experience would you share? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them with us.
Thank you for listening today. Remember, learning English is a journey, just like writing a memoir. Practice a little every day and you'll see great progress. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, they help you learn.
Stay curious, keep reading, and try to use new words in your own stories. You're doing amazing work. Until next time, stay motivated and remember, every word you learn is a step toward your goals. Bye for now.